Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 2 of building the detachable off-grid watershed. In this episode, I'll be installing the tanks, finishing the wall framing, and finishing the roof. So if you want to see that, make sure you hit like and subscribe and follow along, and let's get into this. Okay, as you can see, I got this double plate on. This side, there's a little gap. I can't quite get it because this wall just sits a tiny bit higher, but it's pretty close. I'm probably going to just try to compress that and put a couple more screws in there. But this side I got tight, so I got it hooked to this wall. It's pretty solid now. I'll do the top one and then I'll do this way. Okay, well, I'm just about done here for the night, but I wanted to show this. This board is warped, so I just put a screw in there, keep it hard with one hand, pull it right over and make it tight. Okay, well, it's dark out here now. As you can see, I got the double plates on all the way around.
The next day.
Okay, so these two tanks right here are going to be my storage tanks. That one back there, I'm going to use to haul my water. And then this one has a nice cam lock end, so I got an adapter coming that grabs onto that. And this one has an NPT thread, so I have an adapter that threads onto that. So we're going to take them over there. See, I got my tanks in here. So each one holds 1,000 liters, which will be about 2,200 pounds. So it'll be a good test for this floor. Now that I have these in here, I can actually start hanging the rafters. Okay, that's all the rafter hangers hung up. Okay, so I've got one just sitting there in place. I'll get a measurement on what I need to notch them. But I've also got to decide how far I want to stick them forward, because I was planning on butting this right up. This side's got to move up, so I'll just make sure that they're all the same distance hanging forward. It'll probably be pretty short. I gotta get rid of those wires up in there, but this right here, I'm gonna bring it up and stack it on top of the roof that I'm putting on here. So it's just gotta be long enough that I have room to do that. We'll see, I'll cut this one. If it's right, I'll use this as a jig and I'll cut them all the same length. Okay, I got this one rafter notched here and I got the end cut at the same angle. This side will hang out over this end, and I think I'm going to leave that whole overhang. Got this so I can put a fascia on the end of it after. So after I recorded the video yesterday of putting the rafter hangers up, I realized that they didn't line up, so I had to move. I had to unscrew all those and move them over. But you know, that's why it helps me working with screws, because I can fix any of my mistakes. It should be fine that those are like that. I'm just going to lay down my rafters and use this as a jig. 5 more I'll cut like this. And then 2, I'll just do the ends. Okay, well here's how it's looking so far. This is my overhang. Come in this way.
The next day.
I'm gonna get a measurement on how long my boards need to be for my ladder section. And then, yeah, I'm gonna start building the ladders and get the overhang built. Okay, so I got 8 of these cut now. I'm gonna space them at 24 inches on center. It says that you should do them, 16, but I'm sure 24 will be fine. Because they're gonna be, the actual structural part of it's gonna be 23 inches long, sitting on there and connected over, and then only a 16-inch overhang. So if you ask me, that sounds structural because these will be secured to here and to here. I'm gonna get these up in place. I'm gonna mark out my 24 inches. I'll put, and then, really I should have my fascia along the bottom and top, but I need to pull this shed out so I can get my fascia up there. And the ground is pretty frozen right now and there's a bit of ice underneath. And so I'm worried it's locked in place and I just don't really want to pull on it until it's a little warmer. I might get these installed with I might just put the fascia along the bottom and then put in the supports and then see how that looks. Okay, there's my ladder system built. As you can see, the weather is blowing in real nasty here now all of a sudden.
The next day.
There we have the gable ladders completed on this side and on this side. That's our entire roof completed, other than the fascia board at the front and the last stud over to both, but I'll do that once I pull the shed out. Now the only thing left is to do my corner framing. I'm gonna do California corners just so I can get some insulation behind. And what I'll do for that is I'll probably, because there'll be a 4-inch gap here, I'll end up doing rigid foam for 2 inches and then spray foam the other 2 inches. Apparently you can get an R value of like 21 doing it that way. So that's what I'll do for all my corners. I'll just cut my studs, put them in, and then the entire framing is complete other than the front fascia. This is kind of besides the point, so I might not even keep this in. Check out my new 40-volt maximum skill saw. These are available only at Canadian Tire, so you don't see many videos of them online. But I got the drill, I got the impact, my speed squares are even maximum. My levels are maximum. This way, I'll show you my other skill saw. It's just right over here. But so that one that I just got out there is a maximum 40 volt, and this one is a maximum 20 volt. So it's also definitely quite a bit smaller. So this one holds a 6.5 inch blade, and this one holds 7.25. But as you can see, they're for different sides of the board. This one's for the right, this one's for the left. Now, for me personally, this one is easier for me, but this one's definitely got more power, and I like the rafter hanger piece on it there. But so this battery switches from 40 volt in that saw to 20 volts in this saw. So yeah. Let's try this one. But I like them both. I think they both just have different uses. This one feels better in my hand because I'm a right-handed person. But that one, this one's torquey and smooth. Listen to this. Kind of rough sounding versus this. First, you also notice there's a delay on the trigger. Yeah, I mean, this one sounds drastically better. But they're both nice. I think they both work just for different applications. And this is my first time using this with a proper sized battery too. Because I only had 2 amp hours. This is a 5 amp hour 20 volt or a 2.5 amp hour 40 volt. I've used one notch doing that entire Gable, and now this is the third corner of framing. It makes me nervous. I'm gonna measure this just once before I cut it. I marked it. I put it in place and marked it. So, but I want to just make sure. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, I'll cut this one with this saw, and then I'll do the next one with the next saw, and you guys can tell me what you think. So you see, it lugged down there a bit. I'm not sure if that's because there's a little bit of twist in it or what, but I find that it does do that, this one. But I found this one did it too. So really, is it much better? I don't know. Let's put this one in place. Perfect. I'll say one thing. Buying this clamp was one of the best decisions I've made because it actually let me pull all the boards together. There was some little gaps I made sure to go back through and find all of them and fix them. It's so easy too. You just give it a quick squeeze. You're good. This battery's getting low. That's the nice thing about that big battery. I can use it on any of my tools. It automatically switches from 20 to 40 volt inside. So I don't have to worry about it at all. Yeah, this battery just died. So that one's done. Might have like 1 or 2. No, that one's done. But this one is still at 3 bars. So this one lasts a really long time. And I like how it's not too heavy. It's still nice and light. So Canadian Tire owns 3 brands of tools. They have Mastercraft, which is their mid-tier. And it's not terrible. I actually have a few Mastercraft tools. And then their top of the line are the Maximum tools. I don't know how they compare to a Milwaukee, because you can try to look up Maximum versus Milwaukee. Nobody even knows what Maximum tools are. This is a Maximum. This is an old drill too. Okay, and then for this next cut, I'll switch back to the 40-volt saw. We can show you how that one cuts in comparison to the 20-volt. Oh, also, here's one of my levels. I've actually got 3 though. I've got this one, the mid-size, and then I got a 72-inch level as well. All Maximum. Maximum, if you're watching this, you should sponsor me, or Canadian Tire, whoever it is. Send me free tools, because I love Maximum tools. I've only had one tool that gave me trouble, but I took it back and they let me just replace it. So I'm not going to complain about it, because it could have been my fault. It should be 7 feet at the short side. My pivot point there, down to 1, and straight across. Okay. Before I do any cutting, we're gonna make sure that that's actually the right measurement here. Oh, for that last one, we used the 20-volt 6.5. This time we're gonna use the 40-volt 7.125 or 25 or whatever it is. But this one is drastically heavier. Also, it's got the metal guard. This one's got the plastic guard. And again, the thing that really sold me was if I'm up there working on stuff, I can hang it like that. I saw that and I wanted it. And it was on sale, actually. I've been looking at this thing for weeks, and it dropped down. It was almost 50% off. And it came with a charger and a bag, the battery. Okay. Well, I started going a little fast, and then also I was bending it a little bit. But you can see it was ripping right through there. Let me just make sure this fits. I'll turn you guys around so you can see. Okay. All nice and tight. Okay. There we go. And just like that, I've got the wall framing done. Yep, you can see this board's kind of ugly. It's not a gap, it's just missing the edge there. You can see better there and down there. You can see I got my corners all framed in. I got my Gable ladders installed on both sides. Got my front overhang here. I might even put a stud right here. That'll be a project for next time. I think I'm going to, though. I'm going to put one there and there, just to make sure it's solid. Well, everybody, thank you very much for watching this episode. I'm trying to get a video out every week, but it's a little hard because I'm in college right now and I'm doing my practicum, and so I'm super busy right now, but I'm still trying to get this done, and I'm trying to make a video of it while I'm doing it. In the next episodes, I'll be sheeting, wiring, insulating, and then putting my tin and my siding on. And then after that, I'll have to actually hook the water system into the trailer. So if you want to see that, make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit like, and follow along, and I'll see you guys in the next video.